Have you ever wondered why some individuals with autism seem to crave intense sensory experiences while others appear overwhelmingly sensitive to their surroundings? Today, we delve into the fascinating world of sensory seeking and sensory overload in autism. In the realm of autism, sensory experiences take on a whole new dimension. Many individuals on the spectrum have what experts call sensory processing disorder, or SPD. This means they process sensory input differently than most people do. Some are sensory seekers, while others experience sensory overload. So what's the difference between the two? Sensory seeking, as the term suggests, is when an individual seeks out sensory experiences. They might crave intense flavors, enjoy spinning or rocking, or love the feeling of certain textures. This behavior can sometimes seem strange or excessive to those who don't understand it. But for sensory seekers, these activities are a way of engaging with the world. They provide comfort, stimulation, and a sense of control. On the flip side, sensory overload occurs when an individual is overwhelmed by sensory input. This could be a loud noise, a bright light, or a crowded room. Even something as simple as the tag on a shirt can cause discomfort. When faced with too much sensory input, these individuals may become anxious, upset, or even physically ill. It's not that they're being dramatic or difficult. Their brains are simply struggling to process all the information. In essence, sensory seeking and sensory overload represent two sides of the same coin. Both stem from differences in sensory processing, yet their manifestations are quite different. While sensory seekers actively look for sensory stimulation, those experiencing sensory overload often go to great lengths to avoid it. There's a certain beauty in this complexity. It reminds us that autism isn't a one-size-fits-all diagnosis. It's a spectrum with a wide range of experiences and behaviors. Now let's summarize what we've learned today. Sensory seeking and sensory overload are both part of the sensory processing disorder often observed in individuals with autism. Sensory seekers crave sensory experiences for comfort and stimulation, while those experiencing sensory overload become overwhelmed by too much sensory input. Both behaviors are normal responses to the way these individuals process the world around them. Remember, understanding is the first step to compassion. So the next time you encounter a sensory seeker rocking back and forth, or someone struggling with sensory overload, remember what you've learned today. It might just change the way you see the world.